judge of County Court of Law number 5. Although most of you will never set foot in a County Court of Law number 5, but it is important to know that we realize that everyday decisions of county court judges affect us all. Our community deserves a court system that is fair, transparent, and impartial. I stand before you as a qualified candidate who is ready to comply, uphold, and apply the law fairly and equally without prejudice or bias in order to ensure that justice is delivered.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jesus Garcia. Everybody calls me CHUY, and I'm a candidate for Judge for County Court of Law number 5. As elected officials, the judges share an added level of responsibility, and the reason for that is because they make decisions on people's lives every single day. So it's very important to elect a candidate with the right qualifications and the right legal experience, and that is what sets me apart from my opponent by a wide margin. Thank you. How do I define justice? Well, like Sheila said, as prosecutors, Sheila and I work at the DA's office together, and good prosecutors will always hold what she said to their heart. A prosecutor's job is to seek justice, not to seek convictions. People come to court and they bring their life stories with them every day, their life circumstances, and everybody has issues. Everybody has different issues, whether it's a different parenting situation, different lifestyle, different education, different financial needs, different employment. And I think it's important as a judge to take all those factors into consideration before making a proper ruling. I think it's important for a judge to have experience both as a prosecutor and a defense attorney. That way they have the proper perspective to make those rulings. Justice should always be tempered with mercy, but should always apply retribution when necessary. Thank you.
Justice is the fairness and ethical protection of the rights of a person, family, or business, and the punishment and consequences of the wrongs. Understanding justice, it has to do with knowing what it means to an individual, to the court, and to the victim, because a lot of the times we forget about the victim. The victim often feels that they no longer have a voice, but it is a true person that understands what the impact of the person that has been offended, and in order to understand what the delivery of justice is, both to the offender and to the victim as well. We're all aware that the current system is largely ineffective in meeting the needs of both the victim and the offender, in reducing the crime in our community, and in increasing the public sense of safety for our community. Through my years as a practicing attorney, I have learned that justice is the applicability of law equally to all, but that not necessarily the offender and the victim will agree on what the justice is. For those of you that may not know, please let me introduce the term corrective justice. It is something that is not being used in our system currently. And corrective justice is something that I feel that our judicial system is lacking. It is aimed at rehabilitating the offender in order to reduce the chances that they reoffend. The goal is to educate the offender that has caused harm to retake their lives and to help the victim make them whole again. We often forget about the victim and what harm has been done to them. I will not forget about the victims. I have great hopes that through the use of corrective justice, we can begin to repair the harm of crime and strengthen our communities one person at a time. As a lifelong resident of Cameron County, I know the issues that affect our community. I have seen how poverty, the lack of education, and lack of financial resources cripple individuals and destroy families and communities. I have been a practicing attorney for 9 years and have previously served my community as a city commissioner for the city of Brownsville for 3.5 years. Prior to this, I was a special education teacher for 3 years. In 2007, I opened my law office and have represented clients with their legal problems throughout my career. I have represented clients in juvenile proceedings, in civil proceedings, criminal proceedings, both in district court and county court. I have gained an abundance of first-hand experience representing people in all parts of life, from all walks of life, from all legal issues, from land-obtained disputes to contested custody issues. I've seen families in crisis, children in trouble, and people crippled by crime, addiction, and poverty, all wanting to be heard. I have similar life experiences as many of the people that will appear before my court. I know the struggles of the poor because I lived it, but I am also a prime example of what one can achieve through hard work, dedication, and the correct kind of guidance from others around them. Every case that appears before our court is different. It will be different. I have those different life experiences that, as a mother, as a wife, as a teacher, and as an attorney, that will allow me that perspective to handle the cases that appear before me. I intend to bring a fresh perspective to my court with the accessibility to each and every person that appears before my courtroom. Every person has a voice, and every person deserves to be heard. I pledge to listen and to be impartial to those that appear before my court. I love what I do, and when you are passionate about your profession, you go above and beyond to serve your community, and that is why I'm here.
The kind of experience needed for this position is the right legal experience, and that's what separates me from Mrs. Vasquez. I'm the only candidate running this race that has experience both as a prosecutor and a defense attorney. I work as a prosecutor with Ms. Bentz. I was a prosecutor under Judge Robles in County Court 3. As a prosecutor, I work cases with Mr. Trevino. As a prosecutor, I work cases with Mr. Sanchez. I was a misdemeanor prosecutor, I was a felony prosecutor, and since 2009, I've been in private practice. I was a prosecutor in County Court 1, I was a prosecutor in County Court 2, and a prosecutor in County Court 3. I'm the only candidate that can say that. I'm the only candidate that can say that I have real trial experience. I've tried cases from Class B misdemeanors to first-degree felonies. I've tried DWIs, thefts, assaults, burglaries, sexual assaults, aggravated assaults. I've even tried murders, and I'm the only candidate that can say that. Also, for the past 6 years, I've had the county contract to handle all the mental health cases in Cameron County, just like Judge Robles was talking about. That contract is signed by each county court of law judge that exists right now. County Court 1, Judge McDonald. County Court 2, Judge Betancourt. County Court 3, Judge David Gonzalez. They all signed that contract. They have entrusted me with that position for the past 6 years, so that shows what they think about me. Like I said, judges make decisions on people's lives every single day. It's important to elect a candidate with the right legal experience. And there's a very, very huge gap between me and Ms. Vasquez. Thank you. Right now, the way the county courts work, all 3 county courts have 1 civil day, and the rest are for criminal cases. And the reason for that is because, by nature, there are just more criminal cases in court. So, these 2 courts were created to alleviate the backlog of the 3 county courts. And like Mrs. Garcia and Judge Robles said, Court 4 is going to emphasize on appropriate matters of mental illness. So that's going to open up the dockets for more criminal cases. Court 5 is going to be a court of general jurisdiction. It's going to cover some probate, some civil, but mostly criminal. So, like Judge Robles said, we have to wait to get into office, see how the cases are going to be distributed, and then take it from there. But certainly the cases that take precedent is the criminal cases, and the reason for that is because criminal cases have the highest burden of proof, which is beyond reasonable doubt. And the reason for that is because criminal cases are cases where people's liberty is at stake. That's why it's so important. So, we're going to do 2 jail dockets, try to alleviate the backlog of prisoners in the jail system as well. So, it's going to be a work in progress, but like I said, I worked in all county courts as a prosecutor and a defense attorney, so I know the ins and outs, And Court 5 will be very efficient under my watch. Thank you.
Since this court will not take effect until January 2018, I plan to familiarize myself with the court system as soon as I am elected, because that's when the job really starts. It's difficult to say how I would split the time not knowing the caseload that I will be assigned to the court, but generally speaking, from my years of experience, I would say about 70% of the cases that the court spends time with would be devoted to the criminal proceedings, about 30% to civil proceedings. But for those of you that don't understand, us as attorneys, I can rest assured that I will devote the time that each case needs to devote the time that case needs to ensure that justice is delivered and everybody has an opportunity to address their concerns and to present their case. I'm a firm believer that the delivery of justice cannot be subjected to time constraints. In order to make the court efficient, I intend to attend the judicial meetings as soon as I am elected, not wait until 2018. I will attend judicial conferences in order to educate myself on the internal aspects of the court system. I will look into the availability of technology to facilitate the delivery of justice. The courts could save enormous amounts of time and money using technology, and we are not utilizing it to the best advantage that we can. I will seek input from Cameron County Bar Association, staff, and the community as well to make sure that we run an effective court system. I will evaluate the caseload that will be assigned to my court and determine on a case-by-case basis how to prioritize the cases in order to ensure that justice is delivered. A true public servant is one that has a proven track record of serving and improving our community. My opponent has spoken and said that he has the most qualifications. But what good are those qualifications if you do nothing to serve your community? I have a proven track record of doing what is best for my community. And I am passionate about what I do, otherwise I would not be here. And I speak from the heart because that's one of the reasons that I decided to run. If you're tired of the compadismo, if you're tired of the corruption, which I know I am, and I know most of you are, that's why I'm here. I stand before you, committed and ready to serve my community. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it because I believe in myself, I have the qualifications that I need, and I have the ability to serve what is best for my community, not in a self-serving interest. That is why I'm here. That is why I'm passionate about what I do. That is why I'm energetic. And that is why every day I wake up and I go out there and reinforce our commitment to my community, to deliver a positive message that our community needs. I'm tired of all the corruption, of all the compadismo, and all the kickbacks. That's why I'm here.
On the third question that Ms. Vasquez answered, she said it best. She said, I will familiarize myself with the court system. Well, guess what? I don't have to familiarize myself with the court system. I know the court system. She wants to talk about community involvement. The best thing that a judge can do for the community is have competency on the bench. And the only way you have competency on the bench is by having experience. And that is what I bring to this campaign. If this was an application process, it would be a very clear decision. So please, go out there and vote next week. CHUY for County Court 5. Thank you.